7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The SCSRA Frye Disposal ARCA Series gets set for race 2 of the season. John Lynch picked up the win at Daytona last week and is the first person to lock into the playoffs. Now it's time for a much more technical track. Who will prevail and punch their ticket early? This is your Dev Sports Cards pre-race show. Happy Tuesday evening, everyone. I am Joshua King, and welcome to Royalty Racing Network, your home of the SCSRA, and welcome to Miami. Warm and sunny Homestead Motor Speedway plays host for week 2 of action here in the ARCA Series. Let's take a quick look at the track info before we get a couple of drivers who had a strong start to the season last week and talk to them about how they're feeling about their chances this evening going into Homestead. Homestead, Miami, as I mentioned, just under a mile and a half. It is going to be 110 laps tonight. There is one stage at lap 30, and these drivers have one fast repair. It's warm and humid here in Miami, as usual in Florida. 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 55% for the humidity. Partly cloudy and 10-mile-an-hour winds. That could play a part in the corners depending on what direction that wind is going, or potentially act as a headwind or tailwind on the straightaways. The track temp is really hot right now. I think that will develop as the race goes on. It's 122 degrees Fahrenheit out on the track right now. That's going to make for some loosey-goosey race cars. And welcome everyone joining in. Appreciate you having me in your home this evening, and feel free to chat with me. I will interact with you. I want to hear your picks for the winner tonight. And let's go trackside now, and we're going to take a look at the 3 of Trey Spears on your screen in that camo ride here, the Ford Mustang out of Nashville, Tennessee. And we're going to get with Trey Spears, who sits 3rd in points after Daytona last week and picked up a lot of stage points as well. Trey, you with me, sir? This is Joshua up in the booth.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Appreciate you joining me. We're taking a good look at that 3 car on screen here on our side. And first, we wanted to talk to you a little bit about your race last week. Phenomenal way to start the season. You picked up a ton of stage points and brought the ride home, sitting in 3rd going into tonight in points, coincidentally in the 3 car. So obviously good experience. What's your thoughts as well about Homestead tonight?
Well, Homestead's a bit of a hairball. The turns are real funky. They're both very different, so I'm trying to dial in the feeling here. I was having a good couple of practice laps there with John. Yeah, the last time I raced here, me and Ryan Gomes had a pretty good run, but this car is totally different. So I'm just trying to dial in that bottom lane and practice not slipping the right rear.
Yeah, how's the car feel so far in your short amount of practice time that you've been able to have here tonight?
Well, I mean, it feels like it plows a little bit. Me and Ryan have been talking about how we've got the brake bias as low as it'll go, and it's not really granting us that much rotation. We were almost thinking that we needed to turn the brake bias up a touch, but yeah, the car feels a little funky. I've never raced this car here, so I'm trying to get used to it here. I think we're humming along pretty good. We'll see how it translates in the race with tire wear and everything.
Yeah, I guess you mentioned trying to save the right rear, and by that I would gather that a lot of your strategy going into tonight is just kind of stay comfortable, not necessarily drop to the back or start at the back, but attempt to save tires. Would I be right in assuming that?
That's right. Slow and steady wins the race. In my experience here, you see a lot of guys completely burn the tires off running that high side, and from what I'm seeing in practice, a lot of guys are running the high side. So I'm gonna try and dial in the low side. I might drop back a touch in the beginning of the runs, but hopefully drive right through them towards the end of each run. We'll see.
Absolutely, man. Saving tires in racing is a huge skill to get good at, and even bigger to master. It did leaps and bounds for myself as I started to learn the art of tire saving. Let's go back a little bit to last week here, Trey, for just a second. Talk to us about how it felt to not only get a lot of stage points last week, but then ultimately bring the car home in a good finishing position. What that does going forward for your season, and just the overall momentum to start the season that way.
Yeah, it's great. Daytona's a bit of a crapshoot. It's like the lottery. Both races last week were, the ARCA race, I was able to kind of get a lot of stage points. But the Cup race, I was kind of stuck in the back the whole time till the end. Feels great to survive Daytona. I'll tell you that much. Lots of times you wind up on your lid instead. So happy to get through it and grab some stage points. Have if I remember correctly, a 7th place finish in the ARCA car.
Yep, it was good. I mean, 7th after you bring home quality stage points in both stages, in both stages at the Super Speedway. Very quality start. Before we let you get back to go work here, Trey, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Oh yeah, I'd like to thank all the boys over at the SCSRA. Devin was the one who got me in here a few seasons ago. Last season I was plagued with VR issues, just my computer crashing, but Ryan Gomes has been on me about getting back in, and I want to thank Ryan and Josh for having me on the team again. I'm excited to lay down some rubber with them this season, hopefully be pretty competitive here.
Right on, man. Well, we'll let you get back to it here with just over 12 minutes to go in practice time, and Trey, maybe we'll be talking to you after the stage or after the race. That would be best case scenario.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Y'all have fun.
Appreciate it, bud. Once again, folks, that was the driver, the number 3, Trey Spears. Quality start to his season last week and looking to follow it up. Sharp looking ride as well with that orange and black number 3 there. We do have another interview scheduled for the pre-race show, folks, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be the driver of the Frye disposal ride, which is Jay Stinson. He's not currently in the session. As I say that, he pops up. We'll give Jay a couple minutes here to run a couple laps and get settled in as he loads in. We'll take the opportunity to take a good look at the cars and drivers on track right now. Here's the 54 of John Lynch. This was your winner last week, as you heard me mention in the pre-race show. He's out of Yulee, Florida. and owner of Spino Racing there in the Snowman Studios Chevy Camaro. That's a good looking ride too, the yellow and black. Congrats to Mr. Lynch on the first win of the season. And for those of you that may be unfamiliar with how the structure works, you get a win and you lock yourselves in to the playoffs. So he's on easy street after one race. Of course, John would like to build up the playoff points, I have to imagine, as we go through the rest of the regular season and get ready for the playoffs, the ever-exciting playoffs. But good look at Mr. Lynch there. Let's go through here. This is the 01 of Travis Bennett, the Full Throttle Motorsports Ford Mustang, the Orange Cream Coca-Cola 01. Won't miss him on track, that's for sure. Not only because his ride is nice and bright, but he's typically running up somewhere near the front. And he's got the 01 third quick right now in the practice session. Here's Trey Spears. We just took a look at him. We're going to skip back to the boss man of the ARCA series this season. That's the 55 of Ryan Gomes. As he jumps to pit road, he's got the Royalty Motorsports love on the back of that Ford Mustang. Hashtag Tammy Strong, and shout out to Tammy Butchino. That is the big boss man of the SCSRA, Devin Butchino, not able to join us this season and stepping away from his typical busy duties as head admin here at the SCSRA as his mother Tammy battles cancer. So best of wishes out to Tammy, and a lot of drivers in the field tonight and tomorrow night showing the love for Tammy and Devin. And we're thinking about you here, Devin and Tammy, here at the Royalty Racing Network. Much love goes out to you guys. Devin's been absolutely amazing to us since we've come on board last season, and as has Josh Hall and Ryan Gomes. Let's take a look here at Ryan Hufford in the 83 Alpine Stars Oakley Chevy Camaro. That's another one you won't miss on track, folks. He's got the 83 sitting 8th quick right now in the practice session. Got with Ryan just a bit ago to verify how I was pronouncing his last name. I was a little off my game last week. We're feeling a lot better this week, though. So there's Ryan Hufford. Oh, skidding to a stop and contacts the inside wall. Don't want to do that during the race. Let's move it along. We're going to take a look at the 18 of Victor Kress. It's a double mint gum Toyota Camry in the ARCA car. Nice looking green. A lot of bright paints here. There's a lot of people in here, but someone needs to chat with me, folks. Want to see it all. I'm very interactive. So feel free to interact. Tell me who you think is going to win this race. John Lynch won the Super Speedway race, but all bets are off here at 1.5 miles. Victor Kress there. We'll keep moving along. Here's one of the other admins in the Dev Sports Cards, Tammy Strong 81 Ford Mustang. I'm a big fan of this one. I like the chrome blue and silver on the side of this Ford Mustang. Then he offsets it with kind of a metallic silver. Very nice looking ride there for the driver out of Chicopee, Massachusetts, Josh Hall. Oh, look out. Hard contact there as he twirls to a stop. Went around about 3 or 4 times. He also has his own broadcasting network, Intensity Broadcasting, and he does a heck of a job. I actually believe he broadcasts in real life as well. So that's pretty cool. I'd like to get there. All in due time. Let's take a look here at the 97 Jimmy Granger ride of Sam Boutwell. Nice simple paint there. Sammy Granger Ford, the blue Advantage. Sam Boutwell on track. Matt Dickerson in the Lucas Oil Products Chevy Camaro, and that's a really sharp-looking ride as well. Matt Dickerson out of Ocala, Florida. Got some chrome action going there with some of the logos on the side and definitely the numbers. Take a look at your quickest in practice so far. This is the M&M Pet Sitting Chevy Camaro 48 of Matthew Fritz, Venom Racing. Venom Racing very strongly represented in the ARCA series here tonight, and just as strongly represented in the Next Gen series that Drafty Beef will have the pleasure of bringing you tomorrow night. My money's on 84. 84, he's not on track, but we'll take a look at him in pit road, and that, folks, is the driver Nicholas Walthorn. New with us this week, if I believe. Hey, what's up, Zebra? Marty White. Rough go over there in top tier tonight. That's our second show we got going on at the same time. Dual cast broadcasting here on Royalty Racing Network. Okay. As a back marker, I vote the guy in last to finish on the lead lap. Very good. We're just under 5 minutes to go here, folks, in practice. We're going to keep her rolling. That's the 84. Nicholas Walthorn, that's our first pick to come in. So hot off the press. Let's get now. We've given the 45 Frye disposal rider Jay Stinson plenty of time to settle in. Let's get with him and hear about his race this week and Frye disposal. Jay, Joshua up in the booth, you got me.
Hey, what's going on, Josh?
Hey, buddy. Thanks for joining me a second week in a row. This one is on camera. I promise.
No,
Last week we had a little kerfuffle with the dual broadcast. But anyway, we're just under 5 minutes to go in the practice time. We gave you a little time to get settled and get going there. So first, we want to talk to you about how you're feeling coming into tonight. After last week, you're sitting fourth in points. That's a great way to start the season with a lot of stage points. And how you're feeling coming into Homestead and how the car's feeling also.
Feeling pretty good. It was a fun race at Daytona. Those races could go one of two ways, so you're always 50-50 on how it's going to go. Hopefully you just have a good time, have fun, and then get out of the speed week there and then come to the next track and then try to get ready for the season. So feeling pretty good after Daytona. Trying to understand this car at this track today, though. It's a little bit different.
Well, one thing's for sure, Jay, if you don't understand it right at the beginning of the race, I know you're a high enough quality racer to know that you'll have it by the end. You always put yourself in a good position. But yeah, absolutely good momentum build after week one to walk away with great points night at Daytona. Let's get to what you got all over the car. That's Frye Disposal. You're obviously, or they are the title sponsor of the SCSRA ARCA series this season. Tell us all about them.
Yeah, so it's a buddy of mine's company. His name's Jackie Frye, Saltville, Virginia. They do trash pickup and trash removal, stuff of that nature. New company just started, just trying to give him a kind of a little bit of a leg up and try to get his name out there as much as I can and help him out. He was very generous to go ahead and be the title sponsor of the SCSRA ARCA Series Season 1. And they accepted that, and we're all happy to have him on board with us and try to splash his name everywhere we can and also support us in what we do here.
Right on, man. Paint looks great, and appreciate him for jumping on board with Frye Disposal. Hopefully he's watching at home, or will be watching at home. We'll get the name down tonight. We were a little off altogether last week, but I wanted to give you an extra shout-out. We see it on the trunk of that 45 right now, and that's Blue Ridge Auto Group. That's someone you're involved in, right? And
yes, sir. That's where I work. So
yep.
That's been my company where I've worked for over 20 years, and they allow me to be able to do the things I enjoy, and they decided to come on as a sponsor for myself and SCSRA.
Right on, man. And my understanding is if someone comes to you and mentions the broadcast or iRacing, you'll come up with a good deal on a car. We got plenty of you guys out there that have thrown your name out as someone that they would go to again and recommend over and over again to come get a car from.
Yes, sir. Anybody that sees us or mentions us on the stream or from iRacing or from Royalty, they get an additional $500 off. So, big savings if you can watch us and mention us, and we appreciate them out there supporting us.
Right on, man. Well, I'm glad this interview went smoother on our side. And, Jay, we'll let you get back to work as we close in on a minute to go here before qualifying. Best of luck to you tonight. Maybe we'll be talking to you a little bit more after the race about your experience.
I appreciate it, Josh, as always. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, that was the driver, the number 45, Jay Stinson. There you have it, Blue Ridge Auto Group on the trunk of that ride, and Frye Disposal plastered all over the rest of it. And check them out right now, www.frydisposal.com, or give them a call at the number on your screen. Frye Disposal doing weekly trash pickup in Smith County, Virginia, and the surrounding areas. Call or email for quotes. Mention iRacing and receive $10 off. Once again, that was www.frydisposal.com. And Frye, as you see it on your screen, is spelled Frye. Tell you what, I'd like $10 off on my trash every 3 months. Too bad I don't live in Smith County, Virginia, but tell you what, it'd be cheaper than Denver, that's for sure. Stephen Farrell, welcome in, sir. Let's go Dickerson, he says. We just got a good look at Matt Dickerson. He's not on track currently. Well, now no one is. As practice finishes up, we're going to get you set for qualifying here, folks. They got 10 minutes to qualify in the ARCA series. So now typically everyone will jump out in a hurry. So we'll get them with you as soon as we can. First, I'm going to try to show you people I haven't had the opportunity to show you. We're going to start right here with this guy pulling out on track. This is the 5 of Sharn Hill. No sponsors or paints on the 5-car Sharn Hill, but I promise you folks, he does have some. Watch this guy all season last year in the Next Gen series for the SCSRA, and man, can this guy drive. Look for him to be a force to reckon with here. We'll see your times on the left side of your screen on the timing tower. Sharn, John Lynch, Josh Hall, all of those will be some of the first to put times in. Another guy about to get going is the 33 of Zach Stevens. We'll check back in as he settles into the ride there on pit road. Trying to give you our qualifying cam. This is the cam, but there's... Oh, it's up there. Pay attention, Joshua. Sharn Hill, lap 1, 34.128. Currently top of the board. John Lynch sits second quick. Trace Spears behind him in third. Josh Hall, fourth quick on lap 1. All these guys on lap 1. Check in with John Lynch. Check in with Trace Spears. They're all coming around for lap 2 now. Oh, loosey-goosey for Josh Hall. Sam Boutwell is out there in the 97. Sharn Hill, hold it together, buddy. He does. Let's see if he's able to improve on his 128. He does. 34. No, he didn't. He was slower. My apologies, folks. Got to get my chat window out of the way. Let's take a look at Luke Wagner here in the SCSRA number 22. Tammy Strong on the side of that ride as well. He did go for lap 1, 34.423. He's on his way to setting lap 2. Boutwell is in 9th currently. Now drops back to 10th. Ryan Gomes on his first lap. Sits 11th quick. Jay Stinson to the top of the board. We just talked to him. Luke Wagner stays where he's at. 9th quick currently. And Stinson done. He is the pole setter currently. Ryan Gomes on lap 2. He did improve significantly. 34.21. And that puts him 6th quick right now. Plenty of guys still to put in times. Victor Kress is just finishing up, I do believe. If he wasn't, he will be. He just tapped the wall. So 34.520 more than likely will be what Kress takes to the starting grid. It is. He was slightly slower. He's currently 14th quick. Matthew Fritz is out there. He just finished. He sits 11th quick. Joe Tardif in the 88. No paint, no numbers. What's going on there? Haven't had a problem with our paints thus far this evening. We'll give that a minute. Travis Bennett went to the front. Quick time, Matthew Fritz, Venom Racing, 33.94, puts him out in front. After Bennett took it away, Matthew Fritz quickly jumped ahead. That puts Jay Stinson back to 4th now as Joe Tardif, a quick time on lap 2, 34.04. For Tardif, Bennett steals it right back from both of them. 33.8. 33.82 is Travis Bennett on lap 2. Currently your pole setter. Here's Lauren Vincent in the Dr. Pepper Chevy Camaro 07. Coming out for lap 2, you set a 34.230. Will he improve? No, sir. Just slightly slower. Vincent sits 12th quick. Everybody has put in times. A few more guys on the grid tonight than what we had last week. They'll have their drivers meeting, folks, and we'll get ready to bring you the starting grid as it's already available. Man, these guys are on it tonight. And there you see it on your screen. Starting on pole is the 01 of Travis Bennett. Matthew Fritz in the 48 will roll off 2nd. Zach Stevens in the 33 grabs 3rd. Joe Tardif in the 88 will start 4th. Jay Stinson in the 45 will round out your top 5. Sharn Hill in the 5 will start 6th. Nicholas Walthorn in the 84 will roll off 7th. Josh Hall in the 81 will start 8th. John Lynch in the 54 will roll off 9th. And Ryan Gomes in the 55 rounds out your top 10. Trey Spears in the 3 car will start in 11th. Lauren Vincent in the 07 will start 12th. Onward to the back of the field in 13th, Matt Dickerson in the 44. Ryan Hufford in the 83 will start 14th. Luke Wagner in the 22 will start 15th. Joey Hickox in the 31 will roll off 16th. And our final row, Sam Boutwell in the 97 starting 17th. And Victor Kress in the 18 starting 18th. That is your field for tonight, folks, as you take a good look at them coming off pit road for the parade lap. The 01 Orange Cream Coca-Cola machine will lead the way. Finish giving you an update on the cars that we didn't get a chance to see here, and we're going to start with this guy, Zach Stevens in the Moza Racing Chevy Camaro. I like this one, the two-tone orange on the front and the black on the back. Ooh, that was a mouthful to get out. He's out of, geez, talk about a mouthfeel. Bethune, South Carolina. Jay Stinson we already saw and talked to. Joe Tardif, the white car with no number. Not sure what's going on there. Sharn Hill in the 5. Nicholas Walthorn, good look at that Monster Energy Chevy Camaro from the side. He was on pit road last time we took a look at him. Here's Josh Hall in the 81. John Gomes, anyone we didn't see yet. Ryan Hufford we just saw. Sam Boutwell we saw already as well. Luke Wagner in the 31, or I'm sorry, Boutwell, but we are going green here, folks, for lap 1 of 110 here at Homestead Motor Speedway. Travis Bennett leads the way as they're side by side behind him. Tough McGuff says turn left and go fast, Dickerson. Yes, very good advice there. 48 of Matthew Fritz on the outside right now. And already a caution as it appears an issue with Ryan Gomes perhaps. Let's take a look back here and see what happened to Gomes. He's there in the 55 Cat Ford Mustang. Oh, and it started up in front of him. He had no choice but to lock it up. Oh, and then he gets into the 54 and hard contact into the outside wall, and Gomes lucky not to scoop anyone else up, but Ryan's going to have to use his fast repair already. As we get back to live action here, and Josh Hall already down pit road, involved in that incident, just slightly, I think. Joey Hickok's also down, and Ryan Gomes, of course. Those were the three guys involved in the incident. You can see the front end of the 55 caved in there right in the center, and tough start for the 55 of Gomes, and of course the 81 of Hall and the 31 of Hickox. 48 of Matthew Fritz was pressuring. I'm going to try to get you guys a better camera for overall racing. I didn't like what we had going there those first two laps, as the guy on the top side was nearly out of your camera shot underneath the timing tower. So we'll play around. Hey, what's up, Drafty? Drafty, if you're not familiar, folks, he just got done with our secondary broadcast, our first broadcast. This is secondary because we start later. The earlier of two broadcasts, I should say, which is Top Tier Racing, they're in the playoff run, the chase for the championship going on over there, with two races remaining after tonight. Drafty, if you just noticed, we're under caution already here after 2 laps. So we're pacing early. The 01 of Travis Bennett leads, and Matthew Fritz is second. Zach Stevens in the 33 runs third. Joe Tardif is the all-white car on the outside of row 2. Rounding out your top 5 for now is Nicholas Walthorn, who's on the inside of row 3 in that really bright green and black ride. Heck yeah, man. I got an opportunity to watch about 60 of them before I had to get in the zone and get squared away. So that's awesome, man. Yeah, I bet it feels really nice to be done. Pace car is off, and the 01 of Travis Bennett leads us back to green. The 48 of Matthew Fritz on the outside. Something happened there where he spun the tires, it appeared, and he loses a little ground. He's fell back to third now. The 33 of Zach Stevens settles in line. They're single file now all the way basically to the top 10. Got to go all the way back to here. John Lynch in the wall. Up on that high side, and we're going to see if maybe this better camera for the side-by-side shots here we're trying to give you at home. 3 of Trey Spears and the 84 of Walthorn side-by-side. We go up front a little bit as now Tardif is off the pace. Sharn Hill and Lynch going by him. All single file, as I mentioned, now to the leader. John Lynch and Tardif battling back with Jay Stinson, but still way off the pace there on the inside, it would appear. Now he looks like he's got it back together. Stinson now for the 6th spot, going to get a good run on the exit of the corner. I did mention the tire saving in our first interview tonight, which was Trey Spears, and you heard him say you're going to use a lot of tire up on the outside, and oh, look out, contact there. Tardif and Walthorn side by side up here a little bit as Sharn Hill is being pressured by the 48 of Matthew Fritz, or vice versa. Fritz potentially looking to save tires as well. The top 2 sits the same as it was, Bennett and Stevens. Good battle right here for the 4th spot, though, as now Sharn Hill going to have more company as the 54 of John Lynch right on the back bumper of Hill. Lynch going to take it 3 wide here. He will. Just about. The 48 had enough to hold on. Sharn Hill falls back now, and 54 Lynch quickly moving his way up through this field, already up 6. Holy smokes. 54 is flying. Take a look a little bit further back here. Is got a battle now between the 44 and Stinson. The 44 is Matt Dickerson. Someone cheering for him. A lot of people cheering for him in chat. So we'll take a good look at the Lucas Oil 44 ride. As he continues to make hay on the inside. He's up 6 as well. So 2 big movers, actually 3. This guy in the 97, Sam Boutwell, working on the 3 car at Trey Spears, is also up 6. If you could get by Spears, that'd put him up 7. Some big losers in the back, and Joe Tardif going backwards. He's down 5. Sharn Hill now. Oh, hard contact. We saw it, and he's pinched up against the wall now. Have to wonder if he broke something on the 5, and that's not good. Get back to side-by-side battling. We'll keep an eye on Sharn Hill there. We caught the contact on camera. The 84 of Walthorn battling Matthew Fritz, but Fritz making good work on the inside lane. If he continues to do that, gotta believe that he'll have the advantage later on into this run because you'll save more tires down there. Joe Tardif bouncing back now. Already gained 2 spots back. One of them Sharn Hill, of course. Sharn Hill not on pit road just yet. We'll keep an eye on it. Now Stinson to the top. Oh, Sharn Hill, as I mentioned, he is down pit road for damage. Saw that coming. Ryan Gomes working his way up. Back up, rather. Still down 2 spots, but he was involved in that first caution we had on lap 2. He's now working on the 83, Ryan Hufford. And he got Hufford there. Hufford potentially struggling on the outside lane now, or maybe he's saving tires. As Josh Hall also down pit road on lap 2 due to caution. He will work on the 83 now. He's in that Dev Sports Cards Ford Mustang is the 81 of Hall. Oh, he comes up the racetrack. He's got to pull it back. That's going to allow the Dr. Pepper 07 of Lauren Vincent to get by him. Oh, haul his way loose in entry. Good save, 81. Getting interesting already. The 18 of Victor Kress has caught the 07 of Vincent. This action for the 14th spot further back in the field, folks. Let's go back up front as it's tightened up, and Travis Bennett has fell to 4th, now 5th. As the 44 takes over 4th for now, but Bennett battling hard on the inside. Little wiggle. Dickerson going to get that move done. Good job by the 44. He is cooking. He's up 9. Your leader, though, is now John Lynch in the 54. Last week's winner at Daytona. He's up 8 spots. He started 9th on the field. 8 spots in 17 laps. We'll have to see if that's going to bode well, if he's tire saving enough or not at all. We'll see in due time. Of course, a reminder at home, folks, the stage this evening is at lap 30 for these guys. Jay Stinson working his way back. Nicholas Walthorn doing a heck of a job. He's in 3rd right now. Some new guys that weren't here last week looking for some stage points tonight. Sam Boutwell checking on him. He's up 7. Good job, Sam. He's still flirting with the 9th spot where Trey Spears sits currently. Everything settled down mostly except for this battle here. Jay Stinson. Oh, now Walthorn looking to hold off Dickerson, who made a move on the inside. Not enough, though. Walthorn pressuring the 33 of Stevens. Stevens close to that wall. Jay Stinson still having to put in a lot of work on the 01 of Travis Bennett. He might have fell off of 1st, but not giving up 5th that easy, that's for sure. As now, Jay Stinson maybe with a little run there on the outside, but now he's got nowhere to go as he has the 44 in his lap. 44 still getting a really good run on the outside on exit. See, clears the 01 by a mile there. Looks like this might be the time that the 45 finally, no, just when I think he's going to clear the 01 of Bennett, he doesn't. Good battle behind him as well. That's Matthew Fritz and Joe Tardif. Tardif in the all-white ride this evening. Does have the banner on there, though, so very confusing. 4 cars under a blanket here. 5th through 8th. Take a look a little bit further back. This is almost side-by-side racing. Race for the lead is heating up. Zach Stevens on the outside of the 54, and he takes it on the straightaway. 54, keep it out of the wall. We have a new leader, and it's Zach Stevens in the 33. Got to keep a close eye on that battle for the lead because it will heat up in a hurry. 33 is Zach Stevens. Making a move to the front with 8 laps to go here is now looked like Walthorn found the wall just a bit, but not nearly as bad as Sharn Hill. Stinson and Bennett have traded places. Now Stinson's on the inside. Bennett still able to prevail. Now he's got Walthorn right in front of him. Good racing here in the first and only stage at Homestead. Looks like the 44 falling back quick now. That's what I mentioned. Some of these guys that had really made big moves early in this run, if they were going to be able to hang on to it with the tire saving, and doesn't appear so. Trace Spears now up 3. That was his strategy that he mentioned to us in the pre-race show. Doing a good job of it right now. Some of these guys start to fall back, and oh no, 45 is Stinson. We just caught it on the camera shot. Came down, it would appear, into the 88 of Tardif. Let's go back and take a look at it, though, and see if we're accurate on it. Potentially. Clicking the button to... There we go. Not sure why it's taking so long, but we see the 45 here in the middle. Comes right down, yep, on the white car, which is Joe Tardif. Spun around, but, man, look at this driving by the 45 of Stinson. Just a light kiss off that inside wall. And, man, that's lucky for Jay Stinson. He might not even have to take his fast repair. And the field making their way down pit road here. All but John Lynch. Not quite sure if this is going to be a play for the stage. Victor Kress also electing not to come in. I'm assuming if these guys are staying out, it would not be it would not be the end of the stage here, because they would have been, pit road more than likely would have been closed. No one would have been pitting just yet. And then they would have called it, and the 5 people, the top 5 at that time would have been your stage point winners. So 4 people electing to stay out. That's the 54 of Lynch, Victor Kress in the 18, the 22 of Luke Wagner, and the 83 of Ryan Hufford. Everyone Zach Stevens on back went into pit road lap 26. More than likely fuel and tires the play there. I knew fuel wouldn't come into play here in the first stage because it's only 30 laps. The fuel run, folks, going to be about 36 to 40 laps. As now we see Lynch and Hufford come down. Kress and Wagner still staying out. So, not sure here. Couple guys still down pit road. Ryan Gomes down now. He was a lap down. So was Hall, I believe. Maybe not. Gomes, I believe everyone's still on the lead lap besides Sharn Hill. Nevertheless, though, they'll rack them and stack them back up for our second caution tonight with Victor Kress and Luke Wagner, your front row, staying out. No pit stop for these guys. So we'll see how that plays with everyone else getting new tires. Pace car's off, and the 18 spins the tires twice. Looked like the 22 got a better jump, but still not a great one, and quickly giving the lead back to Zach Stevens in that 33. Matthew Fritz settles in third. Luke Wagner had a good start for the old tires. Matt Dickerson going to be in fourth, and Joe Tardif, who was wrapped up in that incident. Not a lot of damage, though. Soft contact. He'll be scored fifth currently. Let's take a look at Stevens here. We will get a stage now, since the stage is lap 30. So at the end of this lap, I believe, when Stevens crosses the line, will be our one and only stage. And I'll tell you what, folks, if Luke Wagner manages to stay second here, that's an absolutely brilliant play. To stay out there, he wasn't anywhere close to stage points at the time of the caution. So if he manages to hang on to second or even third, it will work out beautifully for him. Here's the battle for the final stage point. That's Joe Tardif and Sam Boutwell. Boutwell trying to sneak in there for the fifth place spot. Maybe that was the stage, and no one informed me. Either way, good race here for fifth. Boutwell, with a combination of a great pit stop and great driving so far, is up 12 spots. He's tied for your biggest mover, who's sitting in third right now, Luke Wagner. But Wagner didn't take tires here, so I don't think that'll last. Zach Stevens, good lead on Matthew Fritz in the 48 for now. See if that develops anything. We'll go back here mid-pack. This is a battle now for seventh as the 01 of Travis Bennett goes by Tardif. And now we have some side-by-side action. The 3 of Spears and the 81, Josh Hall. They make it 3 wide with Tardif up the middle. They do clear, and they keep it side-by-side as Spears has a really nice run on Hall on exit there and into entry. And he takes that 8th spot for now. Hall looks like he's going to try to work the outside, but he finds the wall now. They're 3 wide again with the 07 on the inside now. Business has picked up. 54 of John Lynch. Long pit stop. Tough break for him. He was up there putting it on him. And Lynch 2 laps down now. He'll have to hope for some more cautions. Tardif and Hall still going at it, holding off the 07 of Lauren Vincent for now. Back and forth they go. The 22 now of Wagner, in the blink of an eye, already back to 8th. So folks, your stage winner there was the 33 of Stevens. He's since lost the lead now to the M&M pet sitting Chevy Camaro 48 of Matthew Fritz. New leader on lap 36. A lot of action here through the field. Chase Stinson is your 5th place runner. Matt Dickerson and Boutwell getting closer by the turn. I like that 44 ride of Dickerson, man. That's a nice looking ride. Travis Bennett looking to put his name back in the hat after it appeared like he just burned up the tires too quick on the first run. And I mentioned it a couple times. There are no more scheduled cautions the rest of the night. We're clean and green here. Oh, as Bennett blinks, clean and green the rest of the way here, barring incident. And that could absolutely make it interesting and make it into a green flag pit stop strategy type race. I'd love to see it. As I mentioned, your fuel window is about 36 to 40 laps. We had a caution on lap 26. So lap 50 would be 25. You're looking at about lap 65, lap 70. You start flirting with it, depending on the tires as well. And some of these guys just throwing caution to the wind at this point. Who cares about the tires? We're going to see how it pays off. Joe Tardif into 8th. Travis Bennett worked his way back up into the 5th spot. Got around Jay Stinson. Sam Boutwell up 13 spots. Now your biggest mover on the speedway since since the 22 of Wagner has fell off now. He was more than likely betting on a quick caution, or didn't know, like me, that wouldn't be the stage, or was the stage rather. Nicholas Walthorn in the 84. Problems on pit road perhaps. Not sure, but he is back in 15th. He was having a good run. He's down 8. He came down pit road with the rest of the field. John Lynch, I think, had a penalty. He came down lap 31. So maybe no penalty. I'm not sure. He was down. It had to be a penalty. He was down there forever. Tough break for our winner of last week. But at the same time, everyone else in the field probably not too upset about that, considering every new winner is a new locked-in driver to the playoffs. Tell you what, I like different winners every week, you know. Some repeat winners, but not necessarily back-to-back winners. But we'll see how it plays out for Lynch. Still a long way to go. That was heating up for a second there between Hall and Tardif, between Vincent and Tardif. Now, Vincent sets his sights on Josh Hall in the 81, and Vincent on that low line, if he's saving tires and still managing to pass, I've already mentioned it, he'll set himself up in a good spot. It might take him a couple more laps to get around the 81, as now the 54 of Lynch doesn't factor in just yet. He's, as I mentioned, 2 laps down, but now he finds the wall just a bit. Luke Wagner, folks, down pit road. Strategy not paying off for Wagner. Matthew Fritz in the 48 continues to lead. That's got spread out a lot more than that first run did. Built up nearly a 1.5-second lead on the 33 of Stevens now, who's your leader at the end of the stage, I do believe. Closest race on the speedway is this one. Joe Tardif with Lauren Vincent in that 07. Vincent way up the speedway. Tardif all the way down at the bottom. Good runoff exit for the 07. He holds off the battle of the 88 for now. Miraculous run off the corner there for the 07. Holy smokes. He's in 9th. Tardif rounds out your top 10. Ryan Gomes still working on a bounce back for the night. He's down 1, so not too bad. He sits 11th right now. He was involved in that early caution. Now the 83 is up into the wall. That, of course, Ryan Hufford. Hufford's 2 laps down. Also a very long pit stop for Ryan. So he's still battling with Lynch, but now Wagner goes a lap down, and if anything could pan out for Luke it would be the lucky dog, Victor Kress, in the 18 down pit road now for tires, as we saw the car get jacked up there. Yeah, so the 22 Wagner hoping and praying for a caution, I have to believe, to be the lucky dog recipient. That'd put him back on the lead lap. Still wouldn't mean that his strategy played off there at what appeared to be the end of the stage, but here's a good battle for third. Matt Dickerson currently holds it, but being pressured by our biggest mover. These two guys, in fact, the 97 and the 44, your two biggest movers. So the 44 up 10 currently. 97 looking to go up 14, but the 01 of Travis Bennett will have something to say about that, as will the 45 of Jay Stinson, who gets around Bennett. I think Bennett had to slow down there because the 97 was loose, and now they're side by side. That cools off just a bit, but still being pressured by Bennett, or by Bennett, is Stinson. Sam Boutwell loving it. He's able to pull out a little bit now. 2/10 on the 5th place guy of Stinson. Matthew Fritz has opened up nearly a 2-second lead now on the 33 of Zach Stevens. And he's got lap traffic in his way right now, as do the rest of these guys momentarily. That's the 18 of Victor Kress. 2 laps down. Not by much. Victor Kress could make up time here, I suppose. Watch these lap times of Kress, see if he doesn't have an opportunity to get one back the old-fashioned way on Matthew Fritz, who's right here. So Kress pitted on lap 44. Fritz pit on lap 26. Now Wagner, one added layer here for the 22 of Luke Wagner. With his later pit stop, if this stays green, he could end up with a great play, long play of the race, because everyone that pit on lap 26 naturally will have to pit way before Wagner does again, which would not only end up getting his lap back, but ultimately getting him a lot of positions. Then if you catch a caution about 20 laps in or so, it could even out to where everyone decides to pit, including you, and you just make yourself look like a genius at that point, because that track position would pay off. So not only is Wagner looking for a potential caution right here to get the lap back, but it could still work out for him in the later innings, if you will, to reference another sport of this showdown here. Taking a good long look at the 48 of Matthew Fritz. Let's go into the in-car cam of the 48 and see just how he's wheeling that 48 around. And we're going to take a full lap around with the 48, and I'll be back with you. Listen to the sights and the sounds rather, and see the sights of what these guys see. Very nice shot there of the work being done by the 48 of Matthew Fritz as he has company, which is the 18 of Victor Kress. I mentioned he could get a lap back the old-fashioned way on much, much newer tires. That's not going to help, though, slamming the wall. 48 looked pretty good, still having a good time, nice and comfortable there, except for maybe off of 4, starting to get a little loose, starting to fight it a bit. We've reached just over halfway, folks. We're going to go to our Royalty Racing Network side-by-side, picture-in-picture commercial break, and we'll be right back with you for the second half. Stay tuned. Welcome back, folks. We took a look in the picture-in-picture at this guy, Joey Hickox, in the 31. He's up 6 spots. You saw him make the move on Joe Tardif. That moves Hickox into the top 10, as I believe we should be getting very close now to green flag pit stops. We also saw Victor Kress officially get his lap back for the time being on Matthew Fritz, and that could play a big part as this race goes along. He's now 1 lap down along with Wagner, and Travis Bennett just went a lap down after being in pit road on lap 55. So he was the first one to pit. He will get that lap back sooner than later. Wagner and Kress potentially. Now Matt Dickerson is our first out of the top 5 to be in for green flag pit stops. We'll keep it here with the 48 of Matthew Fritz. This race has gotten pretty dragged out now, spread out I should say, with this very long green flag run. Allowed Fritz to open up a gap for a long time, but maybe burned him up, because the 33 of Zach Stevens is threatening right now to make this a battle for the lead as we approach green flag pit stop. Shall it stay green? .33 still rolling the outside here, trying to catch the 48, but probably not in a huge hurry, as they do have pit stops coming up soon. Trey Spears and Sam Boutwell. Oh, and they get into it! And Spears and Boutwell, hard contact. Not sure if Spears snuck up on Boutwell, who was looking to get down pit road anyway. But, man, So green flag pit stops taken out of the mix for the majority of the field. We see the hard contact, hard impact there for the front end of Boutwell. And Trey Spears had to tow. He was having a heck of a race. We'll go back and watch it, but man, let's see here. I think the 97 wanted to get down to pit, and the 3 drove it in underneath him. That might be on the 3, to be honest. And I'm not sure from there the 97 was loose or what happened there, but heavy contact for everybody. Let's go back to live action here as we take a look at the 48 of Matthew Fritz on pit road, and he's probably extremely thankful for that, as the 33 of Stevens was coming for him. And now, oh man, close race off pit road. Stevens might have won it. No, they gave it to the 48, it looks like. So the 48 will continue to lead as we work lap 65 of 110. And our third caution of the night. Boutwell, of course, took his fast repair. He comes out in 8th. Trey Spears having to tow, not good for business there. That might spell almost an end to the 3 cars evening. Matthew Fritz, Zach Stevens, Jay Stinson. Josh Hall being scored 3rd right now. Wave arounds, of course. John Lynch, Ryan Hufford, they decided to stay out. That's probably okay for them right now because they had pit so much later. As I mentioned, this is going to get some guys back on the lead lap that really needed to get back on the lead lap. Now, what plays best in their favor from here is, let's say, lap 80, another caution comes out, or thereabouts, of course. That could be enough to convince these guys with 30 to go to have everyone pit, and those guys being able to take advantage of the wave around and potential track position by that time, and then pit again with the leaders. Their caution, or their no pit on the stage would be phenomenal. Of course, a lot of if, ands, and buts at this point, but got to give you all the strategies that are in play and the potential happenings. Nancy, welcome in. He took a penalty after his pit stop, and he was down there for a long time. Or he had damage. I don't know for sure if it was a penalty, but to put it in perspective, his pit stop was 45, almost 46 seconds. A regular pit stop in these cars, on the low end, 14 seconds, pushing 15 seconds. So he was down there 30 seconds longer than what you'd like to see for a good pit stop. But he's only 1 lap down. He's in the lucky dog spot now. He's got a little more fuel left. There's still a chance for John to come back here. The pace car dives down pit road. And we'll watch Barney send him off this time for the restart. And we're back under green here at Homestead. Lap 1 of the restart is in the books, and Zach Stevens has taken the lead from Matthew Fritz now, which he was threatening to do right before we had that caution. And behind him, they're jumbled up. Sam Boutwell continues his amazing run and tries to work now on the 48 of Matthew Fritz, who potentially had a bad start there. The 45 of Jay Stinson has went by him as well now. Nicholas Walthorn back into the top 5, but being pressured by the 07 of Lauren Vincent. As now Fritz looks to have regained his speed and maybe attempting to save tire here with what is 40 to go in this race. Potentially even save a little fuel, as the 07 looked to have a little incident and have to get off the gas. That allows Walthorn to get by him. And now Walthorn going to pressure the 97 of Boutwell and get by him fairly quickly for the time being. Boutwell battles back on the inside. Lisa Fritz, good to see you. Yeah, Matthew up there in the front all night. He was leading the majority of this race. Actually had about a 2-second lead at one time before Stevens closed in on him. Now Jay Stinson takes over the lead. He becomes our 4th leader tonight. Stinson up 4 on the evening. We talked to him in the pre-race show. Sounded calm, cool, and collected, and he's got that 45 Frye disposal Chevy Camaro in a good spot right now. He'll get a point for leading the lap if he makes it to the checkered or to the start-finish line. Good battle still going here. Now they're 3 wide. Look out. 48 on the bottom, 97 in the middle. Temporarily they get back down to 2 side by side now. 97 of Boutwell going to take that spot. He got the old 2-for-1 job done. He moves into 3rd. He's up 14 now. Fritz being pressured by Lauren Vincent now. Gotta believe this is a fuel strategy for Fritz. He didn't all of a sudden become slow. You can bet on that. Joey Hickox looking to get beside the 48 now. John Lynch is on pit road. Didn't have quite enough. Didn't get a caution that he needed. Might put him in a bad way going into the closing laps here. That makes Ryan Hufford your lucky dog recipient. Of course, he'd need 2 of them because he's 2 laps down. Wagner lucked out with his strategy. Maybe he's saving now, but he's in 13th right now, up 2 on the night. All the battles up front have cooled off. This one here in mid-pack, closest on the speedway. Ryan Gomes pressuring Joe Tardif for the final spot in the top 10. Tell you what, the way Ryan Gomes' night started, I'm sure he'd be all right with getting back into the top 10, but he's losing ground slightly on Tardif. Zachary Stevens now being pressured a bit by the 97 of Boutwell. 97 of Boutwell, an absolute rocket tonight. As now he's on the inside, he'll have his opportunity to take over 2nd now. Not quite this time. He'll be back. Zach Stevens still extremely fast on exit of the corners. We've seen that all night long. 45 of Stinson now is dropped to the bottom side. Frye disposal 45 is awfully quick, but so is this guy in that 97. It's a 3-car battle right now as we approach 30 to go. Ticking the laps off pretty quickly here. Battle cools off just a bit now for the top 3. Nicholas Walthorn has closed it on Lauren Vincent. He's looking to get that 4th spot. Vincent says, no, sir, not yet. Vincent closes the door. Vincent on the bottom, Walthorn to the top. Keep it out of the wall. You hit the wall now, you got big problems. Trey Spears down pit road still. Tough night for Spears after what was promising. Let's go back to this battle. Hickox trying to put his name in the hat for the top 5 here. Chasing down Walthorn and Vincent. Have to believe seeing them battle side by side was nice for him. Ryan Gomes still working on Joe Tardif in the 88. He creeps closer every single lap. We'll keep it right here until something else heats up. Never mind. Battle for second place heating up as Boutwell looks to the inside, but he thinks better of it. Stevens still getting such a great run on that outside. Who's saving tires better right now? And vice versa, who's burning them up? Boutwell just can't quite get there. Lauren Vincent has been caught by Walthorn. Walthorn takes the 5 spot or the 4 spot back for now. Oh, he's loose. He keeps it together and keeps it off the wall. They're Goodyear to Goodyear down the front stretch, and into turn 1 they go. 29 to go here for the Frye Disposal SCSRA ARCA Series. Putting on an absolute show tonight. Still side by side, and look who's closed the gap now as these two battle. The 31 of Joey Hickox. Hickox taps the wall. Nothing to be nervous about other than a little bit of a momentum kill. Still has a nice run. Takes over the 5 spot from Lauren Vincent for now. He's up 11, having himself a good night. The 07 battles back on the inside now. They keep it clean on exit. Good driving by this whole field this evening. Walthorn moves into 4th. I know a couple guys in the chat were rooting for him early. Where you at, Nicholas Walthorn fans? I want to hear you. He just moved into the top 5. Lauren Vincent and Hickox continue to do battle now. Hickox needs to keep it off the wall. Of course, it doesn't seem to be affecting him all that much as he now clears the 07 for the 5 spot. Joey Hickox is driving the 31. You are correct, Nancy. Good job. That's it throws me off too. I'll tell you that. Throws me off to see Stinson in the 45. Used to him being in the 2. Travis Bennett I'm used to in the 01. That's good. He's hanging in there. He's in 8th. Flatwoods 31 Chevy Camaro for Hickox. Walthorn is now drove away from a little bit, and now the lead has tightened just slightly, but the battle for second has also cooled off just a bit. Ryan Gomes battle with Tardif. He got around Tardif, so Ryan Gomes sits 10th. And he may not be done yet as he's working on the 81 of Josh Hall, who just smacked the wall. Couple good battles brewing here potentially. Travis Bennett being pressured now by Matthew Fritz. Matthew Fritz, don't look now, folks. He's making his way up through the field. Or the 01 of Bennett just blew by him. I'm not quite sure which one happened. If that's the case, something's wrong with Matthew Fritz unless He's looking to not get another caution here with 25 to go, and he's playing the pure fuel strategy game to where everyone else will have to pit, but he would have saved enough to not. Boutwell looking to the inside again on the 33 of Stevens. Not quite able to get it done yet. Here's our Waldthorn fan. 84 is cooking tonight, Joe. He's got that right up into 4th place. Sitting comfortably in 4th place. Nearly half a second lead on Hickox now. Zach Stevens not comfortable at all. Having to fend off the constant battle from the 97 of Boutwell for the 2 spot. That lead to Stinson stays about 4/10 at any given moment. Closes the gap a little bit, then Stinson widens it up. It appears like Stinson is maybe a little better in 1 and 2. Rather 3 and 4, I apologize. Josh Hall was side by side now with Ryan Gomes, admin to admin, battling it out here. This is for the 9 spot. Ryan Gomes finding late speed here. 22 to go. Gomes, much better drive on the inside there. Looked like Hall had to get out of it, so he didn't hit the wall. Gomes into 9th. We'll see what he can do. Now he has to look towards Matthew Fritz, who's about 2 seconds ahead of him. That could be a tall task. Joey Hickox still trying to work on Nicholas Waldthorn and keep Lauren Vincent at bay, who runs 6th. Everybody in your top 6 is up at least 1 position. 2 guys up double digits. That's Sam Boutwell, who's up 14, and Joey Hickox, who's up 11. Couple guys putting on an absolute display here tonight. Josh Hall battling back now on the 55, but has a lapped car in front of him. That's John Lynch. See if Gomes looks to use him as a pick, potentially. Lynch is a respectful driver, though. I'm sure he'll get out of the way when the time comes if need be, but he did also pit later than these guys, so he may hang around up front in front of those guys. We'll see. Lauren Vincent now has gotten around Joey Hickox. Maybe the wall knocks have finally impacted Hickox, as Vincent takes over the 5th spot, takes back the 5th spot, I should say, in the Dr. Pepper 07. Hickox still running pretty close, though, very spread out. We're 18 to go here, folks. We're going to step away before you bring you the finish. Once again, this is our Royalty Racing Network picture-in-picture commercial break. We'll be right back with you for the finish, folks. Stay tuned. Welcome back, folks. The 45 of Jay Stinson continues to lead with 15 to go now. And Zach Stevens has begun to fall off dramatically as now Stinson nearly out to a 2-second lead. I want to remind you, about 5 laps ago, this was just about a quarter of a second lead for Stinson. But he put the pedal to the metal here, and Boutwell now has gotten around the 33 of Stevens. This is where I mentioned about 30 laps ago, if Boutwell was on the low side and able to save tires better, he could put himself in a much better position. Now we see Ryan Gomes taking on the 31 of Hickox. That would be for 6th. Gomes is still on an absolute tear. Here's the thing, though. I'm not quite sure anybody except for Travis Bennett, who pit on lap 93, and others who are laps down, pitting later. I'm not sure anyone else will have enough fuel regardless of how much they've tried to save. I got a report that it was about 36 to 40 laps for a green flag fuel run, and that's not going to be enough. We should be approaching that window as we get to about 10 to go here, where people are just absolutely pushing it to run on fumes at that point. Case in point, Ryan Hufford just made his way down pit road and pit for fuel for a long time, so probably, 15 seconds. So he got fuel and tires. And here we go, Nicholas Walthorn, the first of the top 10 to bring it in under green flag conditions. And if we stay green through this full green flag stint, or pit cycle, if you will, I don't know if Jay Stinson has enough lead over guys like Walthorn. Boutwell is in now. We'll see if he takes tires and fuel. I mean, Boutwell was cooking, and if he drives it like that and even faster due to not having to save tire at this point. Vincent is down. That moves Gomes into the top 10 or top 3. Jay Stinson still out there. There's the 33 of Stevens, still, who has not been in, just out there giving it everything he can with what he's got left, which may be good enough if he has enough fuel, but there's no way. Ryan Gomes up to second place. He did pit 2 laps later than the rest of the guys here up in the top 5, so he can afford to at least maybe get up there and lead a lap for a point. And that's a win considering how Ryan Gomes' night started off on lap 2. Travis Bennett, he pit on lap 92, folks. He's up to 8th. And no one 1 through 7 have pit yet on this green flag pit cycle. Bennett is 1 lap down currently, but he's not as far back as you may think to these leaders. So when they come in, we'll look at Stinson. That's how close Bennett is to getting a lap back under green flag conditions, not counting the pit stop. Zach Stevens is in now. Finally, for him, he was probably about ready to blow a tire. Travis Bennett may have put himself in the absolute perfect position to not only get a lap back, have fresher tires, and have enough fuel so late in the going, but to win the race. He's passing our leader right now to get back on the lead lap. Depending on how much time he can put on Stinson until Stinson decides to pit, could determine the winner of this race. Of course, guys like Ryan Gomes still involved. Matthew Fritz in the 48 still haven't pit yet with 5 to go. Have they saved enough fuel? That's what Fritz was doing. It had to be since our last caution. It had to be severe, extreme fuel saving. We will have to see. The 45 continues to lead. Gomes is second, but he's 12 seconds behind Stinson. Matthew Fritz is third. He's 18 seconds behind Stinson and losing ground. But do these guys come down to pit? Joe Tardif just got around the 31 of Hickox, who is not pit. Neither of these guys have pit yet. Oh, look out! That was close to what might have been exactly what we saw with Boutwell earlier with Trey Spears. And Jay Stinson, he didn't have enough fuel with 4 to go. He's down pit road. Oh my goodness. Now Ryan Gomes will take the lead from Jay Stinson with 4 to go. That puts Matthew Fritz eventually, well, Josh Hall got around Fritz now for second. So Fritz still in third. Stinson back to fifth on a fuel-only pit stop. My gosh. The finish of this race with 3 to go will be absolutely bonkers. Ryan Gomes leads. The top 5 still have yet to pit for fuel. Since the last caution, it's Gomes, Hall, Fritz, Tardif, and Hickox. There's no racing on the speedway, folks, I assure you. It's all about fuel right now. If this man can take 1 to go, which he does right now, can he make it back for the checkered flag? Ryan Gomes into 3. Off of 4 and going nowhere besides victory lane. The 55, Tammy Strong today, wins it at Homestead Motor Speedway. Holy smokes! Congratulations, Ryan Gomes. With absolute fumes in the tank. What had to be a hope and a prayer. He takes the victory for his first ARCA SCSRA win and punches his ticket to the playoffs. An absolute masterful job of fuel saving, pit strategy, and overall comeback after being involved on the caution on lap 2. Ryan Gomes, Matthew Fritz, Josh Hall, your top 3. Holy smokes. Taking a good look at him, and to be honest, folks, he may not even have enough in the tank to celebrate, as now the cars have went dead. Oh my goodness. Let's bring up your results here on the screen and give you a full rundown of tonight's race. Sharn Hill finished in 18th. Matt Dickerson in 17th. Trey Spears had a rough go there after incident. Finishes in 16th. Ryan Hufford in 15th. Luke Wagner in 14th. John Lynch in 13th. Victor Kress in 12th. Lauren Vincent in 11th. Into your top 10, finishing 10th, was Joey Hickox. Zach Stevens brings home 9th. Nicholas Walthorn brings home 8th. Jay Stinson rallies and finishes 7th after leading basically the whole second half of the race. Sam Boutwell, what a drive from him tonight. He finishes 6th, up 11 spots. He is your biggest mover on the night. Travis Bennett finished in 5th. Joe Tardif in 4th, and heading into your podium, Josh Hall in the 81 got 3rd. Matthew Fritz brings home 2nd after a fantastic job of saving fuel. And picking up the win in the 55 Cat Tammy Strong Machine, it's Ryan Gomes. And what a race we saw, man. What a absolute race we saw tonight. We're going to leave the results up on your screen, and we're going to get, as always, with your top 3. And I know they're going to be beaming. Let's get with the first guy to get himself a podium tonight. That's the 81 of Josh Hall. Josh, welcome in, bud. Joshua in the booth. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, man.
Man, awesome race tonight, through and through from the start to the finish. And Josh, I gotta hear what was going through your mind there. Your last pit stop was lap 66. Did you know you could make it on fuel, or was it an absolute guessing game and an absolute prayer to just try to do whatever you could to come out of this one with a good finishing spot?
Well, Ryan's the one who said he was saving and he was going to make it to the end. So I ran about 10, 15 laps full speed. And then I said, you know what, if I start saving, I might be able to make it to the end. Maybe a caution will come out and it won't mean anything, but start saving. We're only about 20 laps, 25 laps. And yeah, I ran out right as we crossed the line there. As we were coming into turn 3, I watched the fuel pressure start dropping, and that's when Fritz got back by me. But man, come out on the podium here tonight. Second race of the season, that feels pretty good.
Absolutely, man. It should. And wild race, but absolutely amazing. You guys put on a great show, as usual. Good to hear your insight there, Josh, for the strategy. Before we let you go celebrate this one, I'm sure you're eager to go celebrate it and talk about it with all your teammates. Anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Of course, always got to shout out the team, Ryan, Trey, Miss Devin. Wish he was back here with us, but you know, he's got the family thing he's taking care of. That's why I'm still running the Dev Sports Cards. Of course, Dev Sports Cards, Frye Disposal, series sponsor, Tommy's Tattoo Shop, Starbright Colors, all the people who support me, my wife, my kid, and yeah, everybody in the league for another great race. This is going to be an awesome season.
Absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, super speedways are one thing, right? It's always exciting and you hope for it. But after this one, holy smokes, I'm blown away. I'm speechless.
Awesome. And thank you guys for coming back on. You guys do an amazing job, and glad to have you guys back on both races this season.
Appreciate it, man. We're glad to be here. We absolutely loved it last season. Not only the racing product on the track, but working with you and Ryan and Devin, of course, and Everybody else that is involved, great group of guys to run with. And for those watching at home, if you're looking for a Tuesday or Wednesday night league or both, you can't beat it. SCSRA, one of the best. So, Josh, go enjoy this one, man. Well deserved.
Yeah, and one last thing, I just want to shout out Mama Butch. Hope she's watching. Hope she's feeling better, and we're thinking about you.
Absolutely, dude. You guys put it on for tonight. That was awesome.
Awesome, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Once again, folks, that was your third place finisher, the 81 of Josh Hall. Had an absolute beauty of a race. We're going to get with the second place finisher now. This, of course, being the M&M Pet Sitting Machine 48 of Matthew Fritz. Matthew, welcome in, bud.
Hello.
I'm not going to lie, dude. I got a little nervous when that restart was waved there and you started falling way back through the field. And I'm thinking, I didn't see him hit the wall, and there's no way he's just all of a sudden slow after he led a good portion of laps in this race. Talk us through kind of what you were going through right when that caution flag was about to go green and what your plan was the rest of the way.
Well, I was 4 laps short, and I was like, well, you know what? We're just going to save. I feel like I was like, it can get spread out, and if it didn't work, I had a fast car. I could have got back up there, but yeah, it went green, and I saved 4 laps. I've never done that before, and it worked out. P2. That's going to be 3 in a row. So that's counting the clash. So seconds are not bad for points.
Heck no, man. I mean, you're getting stage points. You're running strong, as you always do. Absolutely nothing to be disappointed about or concerned about at this point in the season. 2 strong runs to start off. I think it's absolutely incredible that caution came out in the absolute perfect time frame to where it became a fuel game from there, right? You and others were able to save enough. Other guys weren't able to save enough, and it made for such a fantastic finish. This one is going at the front, on the front page of Royalty Racing Network as an instant classic, as ESPN would call it, but absolutely incredible. Your mom was in chat. I think that's your mom, right, Lisa?
Yeah, that's my mom, yep.
Cool. She was in chat all night, as always, supporting you. But explain to us now, Matthew, I just alluded to it a little bit, how back-to-back strong runs in this point structure can really carry you through to the playoff season, especially if you have something happen like a missed race or a really, really bad run at some track here.
Oh yeah, it helps a lot. Talladega's on the schedule before the playoffs, so that's just a wild card. So if you get wrecked there and you finish 20th, well, I got points to back it up, and it. All I do is try to rack up points. I had no incidents today, so that's extra points. So that's all I need is and a good stage points, so led some laps, and just happy to finish second.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's a good run, and you put on a heck of a show on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So appreciate it up here. I know everyone at home appreciates it. Your teammates appreciate it. Before we let you go, Matthew, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight, sir?
Yeah, I got to thank my mom, my dad, my grandmother for watching, like always. M&M Pet Sitting, my mom's business on there. Looks great. Appreciate you, Jay. For the paint scheme, all the paint scheme he does for me, and got to thank my teammates Jay, Joey, Chase not here, Justin's not here, but and Zach. Glad Zach showed up, and Jo. We all have a good run. We have a fun time in Discord, and we all help each other out. And I got to thank you for broadcasting. You all do a great job.
Heck yeah, man. Appreciate that. One last question. Sorry. So I got to put it together here. So Lisa's your mom. Is Nancy your grandmother?
No, that is John Lynch's grandmother, I believe.
Joey Hickok's
his mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. All right, I got to figure it out. So many family relations, and it's so cool. That's what's awesome about iRacing is it may be virtual, but part of my job and all of the admin's jobs is to make it real and bring it to people and cheer everyone on. It's really awesome. So good job tonight, Matthew. I've kept you a long time. Go enjoy it, man. I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon. I'll see you next week.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, man. All right, folks. Well, we've talked to your third place finisher and your second place finisher. But now it's time for the man of the hour, getting his first ever ARCA SCSRA series win in the Cat 55 Dev Sports Cards Tammy Strong, Ryan Gomes. Ryan, I could not be more pumped for you, man.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think I'd be talking to you at the end of this one.
Holy smokes, man. That was an absolute show. I've heard it from Matt. I've heard it from Josh, but I want to hear it from the winner now. Talk me through when the last caution that we had came out tonight. Talk me through what your thoughts were. At that moment, did it automatically go to, all right, this is my final stop, or did you have a full intention of pitting again at that time?
No, that all started after stage. The first run, I just thought I could split it in half and make it a one-stopper when I thought everybody else would have to stop twice. Unfortunately, the untimely caution came out, but I guess it was pretty timely. So we came back out, out of the pits, and I go, I think I can make this. I had to steal one at Homestead. I love this place. I couldn't walk away from here without winning one, but I don't think I could have ran with those guys up front. They were pretty quick, and we just had some bad luck early. But man, yeah, it's cheesy, but we'll take it for sure.
Oh man, amazing race. I mean, the only person that it didn't work out for, and it wasn't a timely matter for, was Jay Stinson. Led basically since the restart, and he didn't have an opportunity to save fuel like you guys, right? In that scenario, so had to pit. Heartbreak Hotel for Stinson, but he'll be back. And as far as for you, for Josh, Matthew, and the broadcast, everyone at home, it was absolutely, I just told Matt this, but it was absolutely an instant classic. I mean, just such an exciting race. Came down to, go ahead.
That's good to hear. I guess I missed out on all the action up front there. So.
I mean, there was great racing throughout the whole field, but then once it became a situation where it was 100% a fuel game, as we hit like 15 to go, started questioning, okay, who has enough? Who doesn't have enough? And then, man, I mean, you'll have to watch it back. You're going to love it. Obviously, you won, but you're going to love it in every facet other than that as well. So, not to mention, I was much more on my game tonight. So, that always helps.
Hear, yeah.
But
yeah, and it always feels nicer watching one back when you.
Heck yeah, man. Ryan, besides watching the broadcast back, this is the first time you've gotten to hear this. It's time to go pop the champagne in victory lane and celebrate with your teammates. But there's one final thing to do, and you got to tell me who you want to thank and who you want to shout out tonight.
Oh, just got to thank you guys for sure. You and Drafty and F-Bomb on the other night. So, but no, we appreciate it. Big shout out, Dev. Love you to death, man. Hope everything's going good. You'll get back out here soon. Hopefully we can keep this car count up by the time you get back. So, and then got to thank Josh Sylvain for doing everything behind the scenes. Jay Stinson for a lot of, just helping out quite a bit behind the scenes. Travis Bennett for helping out with some pictures and stuff behind the scenes. Just a lot of guys that make this thing work so we can come out and have fun on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights.
Right on, man. Well spoken, well said. A lot of love out there for Devin, Tammy. It goes to show just how great a place this is, and a place meaning the SCSRA, regardless if you're out racing or in the group chat or anything. It's really phenomenal. Good to be a part of. So, Ryan, go celebrate, man. Well earned, and this will not be the last you're hearing from me tonight in a good way. We're going to shout you out over where it deserves to be shouted out as well. get you some more love. But have a good night, man. We'll see you out here next week, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. That, folks, was your winner, the driver of the number 55, Ryan Gomes. He put it on an absolute show tonight, as the rest of the guys. And shout out to your biggest mover and shaker tonight, Sam Boutwell in the 97. He was up 11 spots. And, of course, shout out to all of you guys watching at home.